This one is from a guy who said that he stopped drinking, he hasn't had a single drop of alcohol since Halloween. So as I'm recording this is towards the end of February, so for 4 or 5 months. Sober for the 4th time in his life, was a daily drinker, and he's now totally relaxed, no shakes, no sweating, etc. But he gets frustrated and angry sometimes when he says that his brain wants to kill itself with alcohol so much, self-destruction, like if this would help. Nothing around me is going to help him if he gets drunk, none of this stuff is going to help him if he gets drunk. So, I think great job. 4 months you've got past a lot of the problem stages of this, the coping stages of this. So, sometimes it takes more than one go. So if it's your 4th time, so what? It's a journey. It's not a game. You fall off the horse, you get back on where you left off. You don't go back to the beginning and start learning everything else from the beginning again, from the start. You don't go back to the start ever in this journey of life. You've always got to either learn by your mistakes or you don't learn by your mistakes. If you don't learn by them, you're going to continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. So, it gets easier, right? The more life you live, the more that you get used to that person, to living as that person. The more you get used to living as that person, the more you won't want to go back to the old person if you're doing the work to move yourself on, right? The drinker's brain is going to stay with you long after you've, the actual physical consequences of drinking. When you get that out of your system, you're sleeping better, you're relaxing better. The drinker's brain is still there. All the habit wiring is still there, so you have to get rid of that. So there's different ways that you do that. You do that by living the new life, but you also do that by changing a lot of your thoughts and your values, your reality, your beliefs, all that kind of stuff, So, at the end of the day, the drinker's brain is going to stay there as long as you look at alcohol as an option in your life. Even if you're looking at it subconsciously as an option, as something that you could go back to. It's never an option for me because I can't go back to that life. I built a life that is just whatever, and that's where the work is. Stop the flow, do the work, move on. So, I'm sure that you mean this. You don't mean this literally. That when you say that your brain wants to kill itself, the body knows from day one that this is the poison. Gives you enough signposts. When you start out drinking first, there's loads of nausea, there's vomiting, there's your head spinning, and these are all signs to stop. Frustration and anger, these are emotions that we all have, but they're also signs. They're just signposts. It's not, these things are not an end in and of themselves, and it's also where the work is. Part of life is emotions are part of your life. But a part of that life is not escaping from the emotions, it's dealing with the underlying causes. And that can take time. It can take time just to figure out what these things are, what is underneath all this stuff. I'm not talking about shit from your past, right? Maybe shit from your past that is in your present that you have to deal with in your present, but not shit from your childhood that you've no fucking chance of dealing with. What's the point in that? I don't see that as an option. Not for me anyway, It's not that we feel these emotions, like I said, on their own as that they're a thing. Like I'm angry today, or I'm an angry person. There's anger there because of something. There's frustration there because of something. It's always how we respond, how we process, is part of that response as well. Emotions are nothing more than alarms. It's like having a smoke alarm in your house, right, and notifying you of a fire, or a burglar alarm notifying you that somebody's breaking into your house, right, and you turning off the smoke alarm and going back to bed, or turning off the burglar alarm and going back to bed. Then you're going to suffer the consequences of that, right? So drinking alcohol to deal with your emotions is like that. It's like turning off that smoke alarm. It's like, when you're trying to shut off the emotions instead of dealing with the underlying problems underneath. That is like turning off your smoking alarm and going back to fucking bed. There's no point in doing that. Anyway, look, I wish you the best of luck. Keep it up. 4 months in, a lot of work to do, but get on with the action of this, right? If you're looking for some serious and positive help, come to habitsv2.com. Take care of yourself, and speak to you soon. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.